The Journey Home, Chapter 5, Kelly's Dilemma. Another day dawned and Kelly woke to the conundrum that was her life right now. She was truly blessed to live in this sweet little cottage in the woods, a place like she had always dreamed of living in. At the same time, though, the weight of her current situation with her daughters weighed on her heavily. When she was alone, she would often gaze at the beauty of the surrounding forest and let her tears flow. How could life be so good and at the same time so difficult? For 3 long years now, her daughters had ignored her calls, texts and emails. They had left her alone without any explanation as to why, and had moved on with their lives without her. She and her daughters had always been so close. This made the sudden separation extra devastating. She hadn't been invited to Summer's high school graduation or Shayla's prestigious college graduation. It was as if to them she didn't exist. As you can imagine, her heart was broken into about 1,000,000 pieces. She opened the blinds in her bedroom to let in the stream of sunlight streaking through the trees, and she drank in the nature all around her. This was her little piece of heaven. She thanked God for it every day. It gave her a reason to go on. It told her that God still loved her. Kelly's new husband was another reason that she knew she was blessed. He was a wonderful man who loved her deeply, and he was extremely good to her. He was very hard-working and strived to make the cottage better and more appropriate for Kelly to work on her paintings. He would do anything for her, but he knew that Kelly had a hole in her heart that wasn't easy to fill. He knew he couldn't fix the situation, so he just continually tried to distract her in the hope that one day things would resolve themselves. Meanwhile, Kelly, thankful as she was for his constant efforts, was trying to deal with the grief and loss of her 2 children and the turmoil of not knowing why. It wasn't an easy thing to do. Estrangement was no stranger to Kelly. Her relationship with her own mother had always been difficult, and unfortunately, things never did get resolved between them before she passed on. She had also experienced difficulties with her sister in the past. They had been estranged for 15 years before thankfully being reunited recently. This reconciliation was indeed a blessing, amongst all the heartache that was going on with her and her daughters. Kelly was very thankful for that. Without God, Kelly would not have survived. She had her ritual every morning that brought her some semblance of peace and stability. She would get out the Bible verses that she used to pray over her children every day, and she trusted in God that one day, in His timing, they would return to their roots with Him and with her. She also had an army of prayer warriors all around the world, lifting them up in prayer and faithfully encouraging Kelly whenever she needed it. God was with Kelly. She knew it. She felt it. And she knew that in the depths of her heart that He would one day make things right. Please watch for my next video as we continue with Chapter 6, The Commissioning. Please like, subscribe and turn on notifications.